Hi everybody, all my followers, welcome to another video. So another video on this little Modus and a quick background story about it. So I've done a couple of videos on this, the steering lock, and I've done, the power steering module, I've done the bearing, and this is another problem that only came about a month after I started to drive the car. So I started to drive this car around halfway through December, when I put it on the road. We are now middle March, but within, like, I don't know, a couple of weeks of me driving the car, one day the airbag light came on. And the strange thing is, it came on while I was driving, and it went off a couple of minutes later. And after that has been quite random. There's no pattern to it. I haven't even turned the ignition on today, but sometimes I can just get to the car, start the car, and the airbag light, bang, is on. Sometimes I drive to work, stop the car, get there after my shift, start the car, and the airbag light is gone. There's no airbag light. So there's no pattern to it whatsoever. However, and I'm going to show you this, because I need to show you this. I'm going to start the car. And what I want to show you is can you hear this? Let me point the microphone. I don't know if it's gonna come on the camera, this kind of click. I really hope it comes on the camera. It's like if something is loose inside. And I strongly believe that my problem is going to be here on this airbag, on this clock spring. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to diagnose, we're going to try to find out where the problem is. And I want to say now here, I'm going to take this opportunity to demonstrate that airbag tool that you have. I will ensure that video is going to go live before this one, so I'm gonna be able to demonstrate the tool on this car. We're gonna use the clip. I could well use the maxi series, but I'm not 100% sure, although I think it does show me the circuit's resistance. I'm not 100% sure. I know the clip it will do, so we're going to go straight with the clip, and I'm going to show you the resistance of every single airbag circuit, and hopefully you will be able to plug the tool, and we're going to be able to select different resistance values, and we will be able, even with the airbag disconnected and the tool connected to it, we're going to be able to extinguish the light, just as it is now, and we'll be able to see on live data the resistance value changing. And I think I'm going to try to demonstrate the potential of that tool, and hopefully we'll be able to find the problem and rectify it. So that's what we're going to do. So let's kind of diagnose first, make sure that this is the airbag that is causing the light to come on. It is a shame that the light is not on yet, that is not on at the moment, but I'm sure it's going to be a fault in the airbag module, obviously, and hopefully that fault will point to this airbag. Okay, and while clip searched for the VIN, which was quite quick actually, I found a position here where the noise is even worse. If you want to have a look at it, if you want to hear it. Surely you can't miss this now. So yeah, I couldn't make the lights come on. I've been here playing with the steering, tried to make it to, but it doesn't come on, so there's nothing I can do for now to make that light come on. But let's gonna scan the car, and we'll see what's in there. Okay, and we have the first scan done, and look at which ECU this shows a fault. So let's gonna go to that ECU in particular. It's gonna diagnose it. So we have one stored fault and no present faults, obviously. Let's gonna see what the faults are. And there we go. So driver's front airbag circuit 2. So I strongly believe, because it says 2, I strongly believe this is a double stage airbag, and we have a problem with, oh come on, focus, and we have a problem with airbag circuit 2. If we press on the DF071, that's the code, it says CO. If we go CO is for open circuit. It tells you a little bit, but it's like CO open circuit, CC closed circuit, or short circuit, CC point. Well, it actually tells you down there. I know a little, some of them from the top of my head, but that's the faults. Okay, so open circuit, front driver's airbag circuit 2, and I think the first thing we're gonna do. Oh, let's just look. Oh yeah. So here is the impedance or resistance of each circuit. So you have the lines, 14 lines, and that shows the resistance of every single line. Okay. And if you want to know which one is which, so when you come out of that, so if I go there, you have lines. The line you don't know which line is. Oh, what's wrong with the phone today? I think it's because the flash is on. Let me turn it off. Okay, let's see if it focuses a little bit better this time. It looks like. So you have these lines, and the line is just saying line. You don't really know. Oh, really? Come on, phone. Okay, so the lines on their own, you can't really tell you which line is which, but if you press on this button here, let's gonna try to find that circuit, for example. So PR0105, it tells you down there, driver's lap strap pretensioner. So it's the pretensioner of the driver's side. Oh, come on. This phone is crazy today. Okay, let's gonna go back. Oh, sorry. Line 2. Now, line 3. Okay, passenger airbag circuit 1. We are getting close. Passenger's front. So this is the 2. So I believe. So we are on 9. Airbag circuit 1, and it's going to be the next one. The 1010 is driver front airbag circuit 2, and we have 3.3, 3.2 right in there at the top, the value. And actually, when I made the tool, I told you guys that usually the value should be about 0.3 up or down, but look at this. On this car, it actually tells me that the impedance can go anywhere from 2.3 to 6.2. That's quite a lot of a difference, but anyways, it's about halfway through now. So 3.2, 2.3. Let's gonna turn the steering, see if that changed. It's actually quite steady at the moment on 3.3, 3.2, so it's not really changing. No, it's not really changing. No, it's not really changing. It's quite steady on 3.3, so okay, so let's gonna take the steering and see what we can find. Okay, so I removed the airbag. To remove the airbag, right here you have a little hole in there. You just put a flat screwdriver through, you press a spring that's in there, kind of a little spring in there, you just press it down, and at the same time you pull the airbag towards to you on this bottom here. So obviously this is the other way around now, but it's like that. So you press it and you pull the stop. As soon as you pull the stop, then the bottom comes out. So basically the spring you're gonna be pressing on the other side is this one here. That is gonna be underneath that little hook in there. So you just press it that way and then you pull it backwards to you, or pull it towards to you, and these will come off anyway. So what we're gonna do now, so I still have no airbag light, I'm afraid, so I can't really show you the tool the way I want it, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave, so it's a two-stage airbag, just as we said earlier. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unplug stage 2. I don't know which one is stage 2, but obviously I can unplug it. I can unplug it and see which one goes to 0 ohms or to open circuit. So unplug that one. Actually, I will show you as we do it along. So let's gonna try to do this then without. It's gonna do continue. It's gonna go back to live data. So was our line 6 was circuit 2 if I'm correct, yeah? So it's on 3 ohms now. Don't know if touching this plugs back here doesn't really make nothing. So I'm gonna plug one. Let me see, I'm gonna plug this side here. And obviously my airbag light is already on because we unplugged it. And the one that went to 99.9 ohms is 11. So this is my circuit 1, which means my circuit 2 is going to be this side here. So I'm going to plug this one back in. And we have resistance again, and my airbag light is off. Now I'm going to unplug. Okay, it's going to unplug circuit 2. My airbag light is on already. Oh, come on. Oh. Well, this one was a little bit tight. Airbag light on, and as you can see, my what? Now was that? Did I look at that wrong, guys? Oh, damn it! I think I looked at the wrong one, didn't I? Hang on. It's gonna plug this one back in. My airbag light is off. Then a lot of cars, they don't do this. Unless you delete the codes again, the fault will not go away. But this one is just plug and play, really. Oh, for some reason I thought I got the wrong one. Okay, so it's this side actually. So drive front airbag circuit 2, and we have 99.9 ohms, which basically tells you it's an open circuit. And now we're going to use this that you already have seen to actually simulate the airbag. And this bit of the video now is going to be, you know, curiosity only, because we don't have an open circuit. So, I mean, we do have, but we're not really tracing the fault with the car just yet. But I'm just going to show you this. If the fault was on in there, if the light was on at this moment, I mean, with this plug, then we could use this. But it's not. The light is actually off, so it's going to be a little bit tricky. But I'm going to just show you the purpose of this tool. And all I'm going to... oh, sorry about that. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to use... hang on. See if I can show you this. Okay, we're gonna put these needles on our plug. And not very thick are they? I'll be able to make contact somewhere back here. I don't know if I'm making contact really, but we'll have a look. Now we'll look on live data, the readings we do have. And nope, we are now making contact on the wires. Okay. Let me try this differently. Make sure we don't have these touching the ground or anything like that. I think we should be kind of good to go. Oh yeah. So we connected our pins into our plug. The tool at the moment is set to open line, and we still have 99.9. Now I'm going to turn these to 1 ohm, and I need to turn these to 0 obviously, because otherwise it's still open circuit on the circuit. And look at that, 1.5. I know at the moment it should be reading 1, and it's not, because as we spoke when I was doing the tool, we do have the resistance of the wires, the resistance of the connections, those connections. So but what I want to show you is, as soon as I reach above 2.3, you're going to see that the airbag light is going to go off. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go now 2.5, and look at that. So I'm going to try to capture everything. Look at that. Airbag light on, airbag light off, airbag light on, airbag light off. Simply as that, guys. So this is how you're going to be able to use this tool. Obviously I was turning the 1 ohm switch. If I turn the 0.1, you're going to see there it goes 1 by 1. Okay, but we still have everything good. Now let's gonna try to go above 6.2, which is the maximum value, and see what happens. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we have airbag light on, as you can see. Okay, airbag lights off. I've turned it down to 4.3. So that's it pretty much, guys. There's not a lot more to say about this. This is how the tool is used. In our case, because my circuit at the moment is good from here to the module, which I believe my problem is going to be on the clock spring, we're not going to be able to really use this tool to diagnose. But at least, like I already said, it gives a good idea of the potential, and now we can use the tool. But now we're going to remove this steering, and we're going to open that clock spring and see if my problem is in there. I'm going to inspect these connections first, but everything looked fine when I first got here, so I don't think there's going to be nothing wrong on these connections here. Okay, so what I have been doing at the moment, so I removed the clock spring, as you can see. The noise that is coming from, that little noise you heard, is basically just, there's a kind of a plastic, this white thing here that turns, and it's just not lubricated, sort of, so it's making noise as it turns around. So when we put it back together, I'm going to lubricate all that, and hopefully that noise, it will be quite reduced. But what I've done so far, so I have the tool, as you can see, is connected again, and I've simulated roughly the same reading as it was before. So it was 2.3, 2.2, wasn't it? Oops. Sorry, guys. And yeah, so it's just the connection here on the plug that keeps moving. These pins, they are quite thin, so but I've checked all this. I've been bending, and you know what I was about to say, don't you guys? Come here. But I never said it. So I've been kind of, you know, moving this ribbon cable, touching all these connections here, the ones at the back. The one at the back, there's a plug at the back, that is for the airbags obviously, and how does this come out? Hang on. I'll find out. It's somewhere like this. Come on. Oh dear. Oh no, it's here. So this one, when you look at the inside of these connections, they look good, they are clean, they look a little bit too open to me. But the truth is, that said, the truth is, even with this, come on, even with this plugged, so I'm gonna plug it in, and even moving the plug, like forcing it sideways, up, in and out, the resistance there just remains. Look at that, it fluctuates a little bit obviously, but it just remains there, it doesn't really change. We have these connections here with this tubing. This, it looks like has been done, I don't know, I really don't know. I don't know if it was a problem that they had with the car and that's been done, if this is actually factory, it comes from the factory. It won't surprise me on Renaults. I've been touching all these as well, like I'm doing, I like folding, bending them and touching them, and then nothing changes in there. It keeps the same resistance all the way. A problem like this, guys, when it's not present, is it's nearly impossible, guys, to figure out what was causing the issue. What I'm going to do is the following. I'm going to open that plug at the back. I'm going to compress all the contacts and put it back on. I'm going to do the same on these ones here, or on this one, because the other one was fine, but I might just get the two done. So I'm going to do the same on here. I'm going to open it and compress the connections inside. I'm going to clean the connections on the airbag, on the pins, although I don't think that would be the issue either. And for now, it's all I'm going to do is just clean connections, compress these pins, not the pins, these females, get them compressed, make sure they have a good contact, put everything back together, lubricate this before I put it back on. But like I said, I've been checking these lanes, they are absolutely fine, nothing wrong with them. And because it was so random, sometimes, like I said, sometimes I will drive for days, nothing wrong. Sometimes I would go to work, get here, start the car, airbag light would come on. Sometimes halfway, and I only work like 6 miles away from here, and sometimes like halfway through, even sometimes before that, the light would go off, just like that, random. So it might was just a poor connection somewhere that sometimes would reveal itself. in this area here. So won't be a couple months until I upload this video anyway. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do what I've just said, put everything back together, carry on driving the car. If the airbag light comes on, then obviously it will be just after this video. I will edit the video, will be after this video. If the light stop coming on, which I know randomly, roughly when it should come on, every couple days it would come on. So I know roughly, if I drive the car now for another month or so, it's still about another month, more than a month and a half until the MOT, which is when I plan to get the MOT done and sell the car. If the airbag light doesn't come on from today up to that day, I'm pretty much sure that was something here on these connections. If the airbag light comes on, as I just said, I will edit this video, or you will see this video obviously, and that was probably the problem. And this is very tricky, guys, to repair, to do repairs when the fault is not present. And you guys out there that know about this, you know I'm right on this. So, but that's it, enough talking. My main thing here was show you this tool in action, was also obviously try to repair this problem. I hope it was a connection problem, and we're gonna resolve it by compress those females as I've just said. And that's it for this video, guys. I know it's not very good, but we're gonna put everything back together, and then obviously just before I wrap this video, I want to show you that the light is off, and I want to show you there that everything is good. And yeah, so just let's gonna put everything back together. And so you can understand what I mean by compressing the females, which we're gonna do the same on the plug at the back, but I'm gonna show you on here. What I mean by is I removed this top cap already, this cover. That exposes the ferrite and the wires and everything. What we do now is we pull this, and we pull these two contact pins here, pull them out, one on each. There's two of them obviously, so we pull both out. So we dismantle this plug, and now if you can see, what we're going to do is, oh come on, what we're going to do now is, on these things, you see these plates here on the side, this is what makes contact with the pins. We're going to push them in, there's one on each side. We're going to push them in, so when they go into the pin of the airbag inside there, they make a good connection, and that's what we're going to do. And basically the same principle applies to the plug at the back. So we're going to dismantle that, compress all the little plates like this, so they make a good contact when they go onto the pins. And we're going to do this on both of them, obviously, while I'm here. We're going to do that on both, and then at the back. But yeah, this is what I meant by when I said about compressing the females and all that stuff. So hope that makes sense. Okay, so the steering is back on. It's only the covers left. I've done that, the plug at the back as well, as I said. I wanted to see two things. One is by greasing that, I don't know if you can not hear it, that clanking noise is gone. So that's gone, which is good. And another thing that I want you to look at is that just by compressing those little plates, and if you remember the resistance on this circuit before, on number 2, was, if I recall correctly, it was about 3.3, 3.2, and look where we are now. So it's the one where the actually let me go and there, so number 10, so driver front airbag circuit 2, and look at that, 3. I know, and when I turn it and stuff, it only goes like 3, 2.9, 3, 2.9. So look at that, we gained about 0.3 ohms just by compressing those connections. So that this maybe also highlights the fact that sometimes it can be just a poor connection on these systems. So yeah, I'm happy with it at the moment as it is. So as I said, I'm gonna drive the car. If you guys are gonna watch this video as it is up to here, that means this has fixed our problem. Let's gonna wrap this up, guys. I really hope there's some information here on this video that somehow you can take it further and, you know, maybe repair your own problems. If you have any questions, any comments, you know the score, put them below. And like always, thank you for watching.